Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of Blackbird's Brew. Happy Sunday and welcome back to our series where we look at the Havamal verse by verse. This week we're going to look at verse 7 and we're going to begin by looking at three different translations of this verse. So let's jump in. First verse, let the wary stranger who seeks refreshment keep silent with sharpened hearing. With his ears let him listen and look with his eyes. Thus each wise man spies out the way. That translation is by Olive Bray. Second translation. The careful guest who comes to a meal keeps silent, with hearing finely attuned. He listens with his ears and looks about with his eyes, so every wise man spies out what's ahead. Translation by Carolyn Larrington. And now, the knowing guest who goes to the feast in silent attention sits. With his ears he hears, with his eyes he watches. Thus wary are wise men all. H.A. Bellows. So, the general gist I get from this is mind your surroundings. Now, social gathering is obviously a more relaxed time than if we're at work or attending some other manner or formal function. However, life is uncertain wherever we are. And in many respects, we do live in a world that is less harsh than the one our ancestors knew, if for no other reason that we're not as vulnerable to the effects of the elements thanks to modern housing and modern technology. But that being said, we're not invincible. So we're being advised in this verse to not completely let our guard down. The unexpected can occur, and sometimes there are tragic results to that, especially if we're unprepared or not keeping an eye out. Secondly, is that part of wisdom is considering possibilities and planning accordingly. We are living through a period of upheaval, and while we all need a break from the stress, we shouldn't blind ourselves into believing that what's occurring in broader society can't or won't affect us, even in a social setting. Human relationships are complicated. You can be at a get-together, everything seems fine, but then you notice there's a strain between certain people. Now, hopefully, everyone present acts like civilized adults, but in the event that there's a ruckus, it's best not to be caught by surprise. Now, and less strenuously, when we're around people, it can be quite instructive, being more aware of the way people interact, how they speak with each other, their body language, their facial expressions. Unobtrusively observing gives us a better lay of the land, and that gives us an insight into people's relationships and character. So that's what I got out of the Havamal verse 7. What do you think about it? Do you have any further thoughts? Are they along these lines? Do they go off into a different direction? I would love to hear all about it. Either leave me a comment below and tell me what you thought of it, or come see me at Blackbird's Brew. There is a link to join in the description box below. And of course, subscribe to this channel, like the video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.